Every bass I ever pick up, it doesn't feel like home. This is the only one that feels like home. The one that Jason first built for me for Fender, the closest one to this one, that was the closest thing to feel like home for me. And I wish I would have done this headstock style or perfected the design and started it that way. But I was really into like the Carl Thompson, Les Claypool kind of look. I like the shape. I think it's cool. I really do. I like that little wave in there.
So the current Alien Ant-Farm bass player, does he have one of those Fenders? Because I saw him playing one.
So that's mine.
That's yours. You loaned it to him?
No, he bought it off me.
Oh, he bought it.
That was one of the. So Fender gave me 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And they gave me a fretless bolt-on and then 2 neck-through ones. So I sent that one back a couple times. I couldn't get the neck right on it. It was just a little too bulky for me. And the other one was perfection. And when I left the band, I just had no need for it anymore. And he was more of a collector and a good friend of mine. I mean, I used it on a record. I needed it just like in a bind. I was out in North Hollywood making a record, and I was like, I need my 6-string, and I lived in Boston at the time. So at the time I got rid of that bass, I was just kind of like downgrading. But the whole idea was, hey, I'm gonna sell this to you, but if you ever want to sell it, hit me up, like, because I'll probably just buy it from you, you know. So I sold it to him. He's not their regular bass player. He just filled in, I think, for.
Oh, okay.
But it is my bass that they built for me. It has my initials on it and everything, and the certificate on it says Tye Zamora 6-string custom, and that's the bass that they should be playing in that band, because you can play all the songs on that band. They've had a couple bass players playing that band that's played 5 strings, and they can't play every song, because it's like there are songs that are tapping way up here or doing chords and all that stuff in songs, and they play those songs and they don't do those parts. So it's like, you don't have to play a 6 on every song, but you have to play a 6 on those songs, and that's just the way it is. So, I mean, he has the bass, so he can do it.
So that bass that you were playing in the Smooth Criminal video, what is that?
Oh, that
like
is
a hole in it.
That's a Ken Lawrence Brace 6. Ken's
do you still have that bass?
No, it's a really sad story what happened to that bass. That I had a Europa, an Olympic Europa 6 and a Ken Lawrence Brace 6, which I thought were like the most interesting, beautiful basses that were made at that time. The reason why I ended up parting with them is because they were 35-inch scale. Oh. And it just got a little too tiring for me.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So when I first,
these basses because I had one of those BTBs for a while. Mm-hmm. I got used to the 35, so I made this one 35. I think both of those might be 35s.
Yeah.
But now they feel too big to me.
Yeah, those frets look far apart up there.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's not that much bigger, but as a player, especially me, I have small hands.
I mean, I'm almost digging those 32-inch scale basses. They have a good tone to them.
The Kubikkis?
Kubicki.
Yeah.
Those things sound amazing.
Yeah, the factory basses?
Yeah.
Oh, they sound amazing. There's a band called Skeleton Key, one of my favorite bands, rock bands of all time. And their bass player, phenomenal bass player by the name of Eric Sanko, he plays Kubicki. And his tone, I love wish.
I redid one for a customer of mine, a friend of mine, and I started playing. I was like, "Holy crap! This thing is unique.
Yeah.
This thing is just amazing."
It is. I went over to. I just played one. Taylor's coming back. He has one, and I went over there to get some work done on a while back, and he had one. He pulled it out and plugged it into a little tiny amp that like a luthier would use or whatever to check electronics, and you plug it in, you go, oh my God, that thing sounds like a Kubicki. No matter what you put it in, it sounds so cool. Just has one of the most original bass sounds out there. Fender built those for a little while.
Yeah, in fact, the one that I restored was a Fender. It was like 1990 or 91 or something.
They're back. They make them again.
Yeah, there's a Guitar Doctor or something like that.
$4,000.
They're like $5,000.
Something like that.
Yeah, but they're totally worth it, I think.
I mean, if I had the extra money, I'd get one.
Yeah, I'm saying
that's the next one. For me, I have a friend of mine.
They're making 5 strings.
Yeah, I saw that. I think I would still get the 4.
Yeah, I know, because it's so.
It's got like the same with like. It trips me out when people change their headstock designs or the bass design for a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you got like Wall does that. What's the other, like a Spectre? You know, they have this like beautiful headstock as a 4-string, and then a 5-string they change it. You know, and it just seems so weird to me. And Kubicki's kind of got that thing where they kind of change
he put
design.
Put tuners, like he put. I think it changed. He put tuners up there.
Yeah, that looks weird.
Oh man.
That shouldn't have tuners.
It's supposed to be a headless bass.
Yeah, some basses are just meant to be 4 strings, and I think the Kubicki's definitely meant to be a 4-string.
So the way we met is a little weird because you just posted something on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need some guitar work done, and a buddy of mine, Mike, I don't even know Mike, but he follows you on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Great drummer, Mike Higby. He goes, JD, can you do this? I go, sure. And then suddenly, there you are. You call me.
Well, I figured between, living by Fender and Soar, there would be someone around here that could take care of that really easy. And the crazy thing is that wasn't the first time I've asked.
Curious how the guitars worked out.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
You know how I know they're great? They haven't said anything about it.
Oh, really?
So it's almost like it's just natural, like it's there. He said it about the first one. Yeah, I said, here, you have to try these. And there's one guy in the group that's very much into the gear. And he's the reason why I had to come to you to get them all shaved down. And, he played the first one, and that's when he goes, do it to all of them. So I brought all the rest in. And since then, they haven't said anything as if they don't even know they're done.
Okay, so you were you're with Slightly Stoopid now as their tech, and then they bring you up for like cameo.
Yeah, so
appearances.
So when it's in the bass, it's basically when they can't cover the stuff. They still want a guitar line there, or they can't sing it and play the bass line at the same time. Oh, okay. So it was just, that's the bass stuff, which is weird because I started off like only playing bass with them, and it was, they would pick a song here and there. There's one song that's stuck around a lot. It's a song called "Come Around."
We searching for the sun, moving from the cold. Time is moving on, get you in, you down the road. You make it in the one, Massachusetts and the pros. Thanks to everyone, anyway the dice can roll. Still to carry on, there's so much more to do. Keep it moving on, you'll always remember you.
And that's one where it's like, it's exclusively about playing bass on that song. But now they started adding a couple more since they wanted to do one of their albums live. I started playing more songs because there's 2 guitar lines going, and it's kind of more of an acoustic-y vibe, and you need a bass in there.
And then the rest of the band is like you get a drummer and
2 horn players, keyboard player, percussionist. So there's 7 of them.
Okay.
There's 7 of them on stage, and if we have two guitar lines that are very dominant, or if the singer wants to sing more or do a rap or something like that, and he can't keep playing the guitar line, I'll just sit there and play it. So yeah, they bring me out quite a bit now. I think it's like 14 songs or so.
That's cool.
But it could be one a night. There's a couple of gigs lately where I haven't fit in at all. And there's some where I'm playing, like 5 or 6 songs a night.
Those guys have such an amazing following.
They do.
And
They
so
really
weird
do.
because they're not, I feel like they're not really mainstream, but
No, they're not. They have good songs.
Fill up,
They have really good songs
they
that do
fill up these
well on
auditoriums.
the reggae stations or whatever. But
Oh, okay.
I don't know, like satellite radio and stuff like that.
Right.
They have.
That makes sense.
I think they might even have their own channel. I'm not sure what they call that channel because I don't have satellite radio. But they're a word of mouth band, and they're one of those bands where you go see them live, and just the way it feels, and you like to party and have a good time. They're that band. They're that band that you want to go listen to when you go to the beach or the river, or when you're just kind of hanging out.
I didn't know about them until you told me.
Yeah.
So the show, you guys do like a 3-hour show or 2-hour show?
2-hour show.
2-hour show. And you got 7 guitars, 7 strats, right?
Yeah, but we usually only use 2.
You used to, okay.
I use 1 too.
But you bring 7 everywhere you go.
Yeah. Well, you just never know.
You never know.
You never know. It's like in those kind of situations, you never know how. I do have spare parts and stuff, but on the fly,
It's
I
nice
could
to
lose
just
a
be able to grab
pickup.
it.
Yeah, I could lose a pickup. Just anything can happen, or they could just be like, "I'm not digging on this one right now," or the weather can come in and just make all the necks go. I've had it done to me.
Oh, absolutely.
So you just never know. So
Would.
the reason why we got so many of them though is because we wanted them identical as possible, and the 2 main ones we use are very drastically different from each other.
Well, yeah, they don't make them anymore.
Yeah, I mean, one's I think it's older. It's a guitar that ended up breaking its neck, and they just bought one like off eBay. It happened to be a 97 that came off a Lone Star, and it has a real thin neck.
So it's Lone Star is the brand, is the model.
The model, yeah. It's
You know,
a
I don't think I've ever-
97 Lone Star. It's basically a Strat with a thin neck and a double humbucker. That's all it really is. Right.
And
And
that's
you
the
can
one they
find
fell
it
in love
more
with,
in
this one.
That's the one they fell in love with. And you saw it's all like cracked.
Oh yeah, it's
and
great.
everything.
I love the patina on it.
Yeah.
The paint job is amazing.
And then, then we had the one that got painted, the second one, the one you had actually taken down and match it. That was kind of a guitar we never used. And it was actually one of those, like the necks where, how Fender can have necks that are slightly off and the high E string is kind of falling off the fretboard. So I had to fix that, which is an easy fix, but I had to fix that. And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, okay, we like this guitar more. And it's white, so let's paint it. And then they painted that one. Then after the paint job, they really liked that guitar, but they were just like, God, it's just a little too thick. Like, we want the other neck. I went searching for other necks, and it was just, I came up short everywhere. So the best idea was just cut them. They're tools. I know most people don't like to do that to
I know it's
Fenders.
it's kind of it was. What really freaked me out really was doing this one. I gotta admit, I'm pretty nervous about cutting this bass, but that's what I do. So here we go.
Yeah.
Because this thing is, to a lot of me and probably a lot of bass players, it's kind of like that iconic bass from
Yeah.
the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're gonna tell me to cut this thing? I'm like, holy shit.
I've always treated this thing as a work in progress because I've always had dreams of building
like a prototype.
and putting something out. And I changed to this headstock a while ago. And when I first got the prototype back from Jason, who built all the Fender stuff for me, when I first got that back, there was problems with it where the tuners were running into each other, and I couldn't tune the bass up and stuff without having to unscrew things. So that became a flaw.
That's why a lot of times you'll see them offset.
Yeah. And I'm cool with anything offset. Like I don't have to have, symmetry when it comes to stuff like that. I think that's a kind of elegant to have stuff offset.
How the hell did you get Fender to make these boutique style basses?
They're
bolt on. I mean, they're a precision bass company.
I know.
What the hell?
I think it just happened to be right place, right time. So I went to the NAMM show. I can't remember what year that was, maybe 2002. I went in there and I was looking for a bass endorsement because I was using these bigger basses and I was like, I need something that was, built for me. So I went around, I'm looking at like PBs and I just said, you know what? I'm going to go to Fender. I'm going to see if Fender will do.
Did you already have this bass when you talked to him?
Yeah.
When did you have this one?
I made this in 97.
Oh, okay.
Before this, I played a Carvin LB76A. And then I made this one, and I met the guy where I worked at Carvin in Santa Ana, and I met the guy that built this bass or helped me build this bass. It was at least a 50-50 effort on the build, but I mean, it wouldn't have.
Do you have like a collection of tools in your?
Not really. I have tools for teching. I want to start, working on a wood shop. I'm a really big fan of woods.
Yeah.
I just love looking at, even if it's just like tables and stuff, I look at the woods and go,
oh man, when I first really started getting into building and stuff, every time I would go anywhere and see wood, I'd just see guitars in my head. That would make a great bass. Like it'd be a bar or it'd be a door or something.
Yeah. Why would you waste that on a door? That would make a beautiful instrument, Could I just replace that thing and take that grain?
It's a little bit nuts, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to get a saw and start buying woods and cutting them open and seeing what book match tops I can make, and also solid tops, that would be cool too. Or if
you can get pieces big enough. I mean, I think probably the reason people book match is just they can't find pieces big enough.
Yeah.
But what's amazing is like these upright bases, the backs, how do you find wood that big?
Exactly.
It's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I mean, all those, all those carved, like, speaking of that, I have an upright that's in really bad shape.
Oh, really?
And I got it when I first started going back to school and playing jazz with the RCC guys. And the thing just started splitting everywhere.
When were you at RCC? My
2006.
son went there. He was
Yeah.
Did he play in a jazz band? I know he played in marching band.
Because I did jazz band 2 for one semester. Actually, I think I played jazz band 2 the whole time. But I went up to jazz 1 my second semester and was there for a year. And then went to Berkeley 07 fall. Yeah, so I was there for a year and a half, 3 semesters at RCC, which was really cool. I mean, I didn't know how to read. I knew only a handful of scales. Everything that I did was from just learning other people's songs, mostly Primus, Mr. Bungle stuff, but I couldn't tell you.
Learning music makes a huge difference. Knowing what you're doing and just having some musical knowledge.
Yeah.
Just it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, because you don't have to learn songs.
Yeah, well,
you can just
a lot of different reasons.
Where are you? Where are we going? What are we doing? You can map something out.
Yeah.
And just write it down on a piece of paper and go, okay, let's go. If there's like accents, you just there's so many quick ways of just. I mean, when I was at Berkeley, because I was primarily doing jazz stuff at Berkeley, I mean, it was weird. And same with RCC. It went from saying what frets and then to notes, than to keys and numbers, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, the key was always like, it was either right there in front of you on the page or it was told, this is what we're doing, you know? And maybe you would see like, you know, a phrase or a line and you're like, okay, it's an ostinato. We're just that's what we're vamping off of, or that's the main thing, that's the main theme, or the bass line rhythm or whatever. And then the rest is just notes or, you know, like it's either notes or it's guys telling each other what numbers. And if you know you know, what key you're in or what you're doing, you know what chord it is if you say 3.
Yeah.
4 or what, you know, and it just gets so much faster the more you know. It just becomes ridiculously fast in how you can get through a rehearsal.
Well, I'll do sub dates where I don't really know anything.
Yeah.
I just show up and then keyboard player will be like, hold up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
this is where we're going.
And that's all you really need. I like to get a little heads up, go, hey, just give me a set list. And if there's anything that's, you know, different, and I'll just go chart real quick. You know, we'll probably play, you know, 10 or 12 songs, and this is what we're playing. And, all right, cool. We're going to play them in the original keys. Yeah, whatever there. Or, so I'll send you some music if it's different or whatever. And it's really like there's no prep at all. You just jump into the situation.
A lot of these gigs, I don't even pay attention to keys. I just, what's the first note?
Yeah.
So if I can grab the first note, usually I can make it through the whole song.
Well, I mean, the key is either just basically if it's a major or minor.
That's why I like extended range basses too a lot, because on 4-string it's not as easy.
Yeah.
But with extended range, you got more.
What do you think is the perfect string amount?
I used to play 6 a lot.
Yeah.
That was my go-to, but I like 5. Now I'm like digging 5 because it doesn't feel so big.
It doesn't feel so big. It feels like you can do
and as a bass player, when you hit that C string, a lot of times it's too high.
Yeah. Well, I find that you have to have humbuckers for the high C because it'll just disappear.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I have humbuckers.
But just the tone of it is just it just has a thinner tone.
Well, I think it's cool just for
it's great
this
for
kind of stuff
for playing solos and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, if I show up on like if I'm playing like a funky fusion jazz kind of gig, I'll definitely pull out a 6, and then when the solo comes, and then also when I was playing like R&B, like without a guitar player, like there'll be just a keyboard. And I can throw in some guitar parts, you know, here and there.
Yeah.
But
or hit a chord.
It does kind of sound like a little more guitar-y than. Especially my side bring out my 7-string.
Yeah.
On some of those gigs.
So is the 7, are you going lower though? Or
no, it's just
higher. So
I'm going higher.
Music instruments and 5, 6, 4-string, whatever, Jocko, no slap, whatever, no pick. That's another big one that drives me nuts. Oh man, you don't use a pick for bass. It's like, dude, you do if you want that tone.
Right.
They're just tools, man. You know.
Well, I mean, look at Carol Kay. She played on more hits than anyone.
Chris Squire.
Yeah.
You know, like there's guys that just play with picks.
Yeah, and they're like,
you know, she has an amazing funk. But it's just
it's iconic. Nobody can touch her.
Yeah, it's that whole like alternate picking thing. Yeah. Like, it's so cool. Like, why would you say no to that? You know, I absolutely adore the Stratocaster.
Yeah, those things are built. I mean, they're built for comfort. You cut out their belly thing. And
well, that's another thing that I
meld to your body.
Yeah, and I want to build this bass to that kind of spec. You know what I mean? I want to figure out how to, and I know it's going to take, that's probably why a bolt-on would be a great idea, but it probably take a lot of attempts to try to figure out how to make.
That's why you need a shop, man.
Yeah.
You need to get in there and start carving.
Yeah. So I know exactly how it sits. I want to make a bass that feels as comfortable as the Stratocaster. You know, and also look that beautiful too. I mean, that Stratocaster body style is just, it's gorgeous to me.
P bass is basically the same thing.
But
I've been getting into P basses lately. I'm sort of obsessing over them.
Oh, they're great. And I love the way the jazz bass
I just got this one.
I love the way the jazz bass looks and plays.
I just got the.
Yeah, we call that
super cheap.
Call that the caffeine free Diet Coke P bass combo. The red with the. But I love jazz basses. I love the way they play, they feel, they sound. I love the versatility of them.
Yeah, that extra pickup.
But that offset body is so weird. Not when you're playing, but try to put it down and put it on a stand or
exactly.
If you have like a Hercules stand, that's cool. But if you have putting it where it's sitting on something, it's so weird. It's so awkward to where because I was going to do that to this, and I was like, you know what? I think I'd run into that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels so much better. I tell you, I felt like every time I picked this thing up, it would just go straight down, and now it feels like it's like the Econo version of it.
Bring it up, man. Play some mix.
Same down.